The camera pans across a piano, revealing tools for tuning. It then pans up to reveal a woman.
First, I open the piano. Then, I put my hammer on the strings to tune the standard notes.
We see various pictures of tools for tuning pianos.
After I've tuned the 200 or more strings, I start working on the touch.
The camera then moves outside. We see Jenny, the guide dog, sitting next to her owner in a car as it drives through Beijing. Jenny sleeps on the car seat. She's then in a supermarket going down an escalator, walking through the aisles to the dog training center and then back on an escalator.
My name is Chen Yan. I'm a blind piano tuner. As well as tuning pianos, I also run a company. I only employ blind piano tuners.
We see Chen Yan playing piano and tuning them in her studio. She holds a tuning fork to her ear.
When I was 5 months old, my parents gave me up. They planned to have a healthy baby. Grandma took me home and was determined to raise me. She was worried that I might not survive because of my poor health. I suffered from other diseases as well as my blindness. It's a miracle that I made it.
We see a series of photographs in black and white from her youth, and then moving to her as she grows older, working with her piano tuning company, tuning pianos around Beijing. The pictures are old and gives a sense of what Beijing used to be like.
My movements don't tell people that I'm blind, and this has won me many clients. Only when I finished tuning the piano, I would tell them that I'm blind. If I had told them beforehand, they probably would not have given me the work. Since I was among the first group of blind students in China who learned piano tuning, there were no blind piano tuners back then. People didn't trust us. The China Disabled Persons Federation was concerned that people might not hire blind piano tuners if we had the same skill level as those who could see. So we had to do better. We thought it was quite unfair. We could not see, but we had to work harder than other people. It was so difficult. But we still made it. The public's misunderstanding was, however, something I could not overcome. Even if you wanted to tune the piano for free, people would not hire a blind person. In 1996, when the public knew nothing about blind piano tuners, I set up a piano tuning hotline to help others for free. Through that, I earned people's trust.
During the last dialogue, we saw Chen Yan in her studio. We now go back to black and white pictures of her on the telephone. The camera changes. We are now seeing cars drive past a sign that says Swimming Dog Club. We see Chen Yan get out of her car with her dog, Jenny, and walk into the swimming club. Jenny is playing in the swimming pool. This is a dog swimming pool, specially designed for dogs in Beijing. She's holding a ball and playing with it, then shaking off the water. She now dives deep into the swimming pool to pick up a frisbee and then raises to the surface.
In 2004, the film Quill, The Life of a Guide Dog, was a hit around the world. That was the first time I heard about guide dogs. But it seemed far away from my life. At least there weren't any in China. In 2010, I was hit by an e-bike and had to stay in a wheelchair for a year. My husband applied for a guide dog for me. Jenny's hearing and sense of smell are very keen. The guide dog is not only our eyes, but also our family. I used to get ill often before I had Jenny, though I had an assistant to help me. Now I'm much healthier. Why? Because Jenny wakes me up at 6 every morning and takes me out for a walk. A person cannot do this. The guide dog works 24 hours a day without taking any days off, so I treat Jenny very well. I'll buy her food she likes, even if I myself have not eaten.
The camera moves outside to see Chen Yan's assistant talking to a police officer who's asking, "What is that dog doing there?" The assistant replies, "Don't worry, it doesn't bite." We then move inside into the shopping mall.
With Jenny, I could go to many places, but many places wouldn't allow her in. So I got into a new line of work. It took me 18 years to get people to accept blind piano tuners, and now I'm quite popular among clients.
Camera moves outdoor to a bank where Chen Yan walks in.
Now I've been trying to get people to accept guide dogs. But this is harder than having them accept blind piano tuners. So far, it has been going well. Most places I want to go to would allow us in. Some places still refuse to let Jenny in, but it will get better in the future.
We see Chen Yan walking out of the bank. Before we saw Chen Yan talking to a bank manager and a sign to say guide dogs are allowed in this bank. We then move to a special event where she's getting ready.
Grandma was very tough on me, always telling me to do things independently.
We're now at a children's event where children are dressing in bright clothes, ready to perform. Chen Yan is on stage in a panel, ready to give a speech.
She always asked me to go to the shops, play in the park, and go to school on my own. As I grew up, I realized no one could hold my hand forever. I have to be independent. But before she died, she told me she actually followed me all the way wherever I went. I could not see that she was behind me, but she could see me doing things independently. I'm still grateful that she raised me this way. It might seem ruthless, but I wouldn't have become who I am today otherwise.
Chen Yan is now on stage performing with her guide dog Jenny. She's showing the children what guide dogs can do and why they're important for blind people in Beijing, part of her education campaign.
It is not frightening that I cannot see.
She comes off to the stage and returns to her table as people applaud.
The scariest thing is to lose faith in yourself, and I have always believed that there will be hope as long as you do not give up.
We finish with a close-up of Jenny the guide dog lying on the floor next to Chen Yan.